To a Fox News alert now, Secretary of State John Kerry says ISIS has committed genocide against Christians in the Middle East. The declaration follows the release of a report detailing the murder, the rape, and the torture of Christians and other minorities in Iraq and Syria at the hands of the terror group. But there have been some questions about why the Obama administration took so long to condemn those atrocities. Shannon Bream is live for us in Washington with more on this. Shannon, do we know what finally prompted the Secretary's decision?
Well, Heather, you'll recall the House voted unanimously on Monday night, 393-0, to label the violent ISIS attacks on religious minorities in Iraq and Syria as genocide. That certainly applied some public pressure just days after a massive report by two groups who've been tracking scores of witness and survivor accounts of rapes, kidnappings, torture, and killings. Today, Kerry said that although the State Department doesn't have a perfect window into exactly what's happening in the region, he's seen enough. He says it's time to call it genocide.
Its entire worldview is based on eliminating those who do not subscribe to its perverse ideology. There is no question in my mind that if Daesh succeeded in establishing its so-called caliphate, it would seek to destroy what remains of ethnic and religious mosaic once thriving in the region.
The authors of that report on the violence are commending Secretary Kerry today for his courage, but they say this is just a first step, still so much more work to be done, Heather.
Will using the word genocide make any practical difference?
That is now the most important question. The administration says, hey, we've already been going after ISIS and doing what we can to help these religious minorities. Here's Mark Toner and what he said about that at the State Department yesterday.
So acknowledging that genocide or crimes against humanity have taken place in another country would not necessarily result in any particular legal obligation for the United States.
And that statement is raising deep concerns among a number of groups who believe the U.S. now has an elevated obligation to act. Tony Perkins of the Family Research Council says this, quote, now words need to be backed up with actions so that the international community not only speaks with one voice, but works to isolate ISIS and facilitate those who are facilitating their reign of terror. We could hear more from the administration about the specifics today. Heather.
We'll wait for that. Shannon Bream live for us. Thank you, Shannon.